Hello my YouTube people, this is Big Brother Motown here again, and I decided to make this video because I am new to the MPC X. As you can see, I just bought it here, and I find that most of the videos on the internet, guys are more concerned with showing you how they made a 5 beat than how to actually work your piece of equipment. So I'm coming at this from the direction of being someone who has never used an MPC product before in my life. This year, 2020, is my first time buying one. And as I go through the paces of getting to know it and learn it, there are some things that I have found that will be very helpful to you that I haven't found in other videos. And so I would like to articulate those things to you in this particular video. Now, the way I have my studio set up, I have my MPC X as the hub. I'm doing all my sequencing there. My Chord Chronos here and my Roland Phantom X6 here are basically being relegated to duty as sound modules. I do play a little bit, but for right now, as far as the purposes of my studio is concerned, they are being relegated as sound modules, with the Chronos being my controller. So the first thing I want to do is show you how I have that set up in the MPCX. So I'm in a new project page here. I just go to empty project and then I hit the menu button, which is right there, and I go into the wheel, which is the settings tab. Now I go to settings, settings, and then MIDI sync. Now both of these devices, both keyboards, are connected to the MPCX via USB, and so when you see here, they have been recognized by the MPC. I renamed them, but they have been recognized, and all of them, I don't know if I can get you to see that with the glare, all of them have track highlighted. Chronos is the master. I highlighted that as master. It was not highlighted by default. I selected it so that I can use my Chronos to control any MPC messages or tracks that I select in the MPC, whether they're going out to the Phantom or the Chronos X. I can play the Chronos X and play those tracks. As far as the outputs are concerned, I have sync out going to the Chronos and sync out going to the Phantom X. That way the MPC's clock output will go to both of my quote-unquote sound modules over here, and so any production that I make, they will be able to keep time with the MPC's clock. Now, having shown you that, I go back. Let me go to main screen. Now I'm in a new project here, so the important thing is this section right here, this middle section. This middle section is where all the meat and potatoes is. This top section is just a sequence. The middle section is where all the meat and potatoes is to your tracks. So if you go to, let's say I want to go to MIDI, I hit the MIDI icon here. Now it's very important. See that MIDI port says none at the bottom. You double tap that, you can select whatever MIDI port you want to select. I'm going to select my Phantom 6. So once I select the Phantom 6, then I make sure that I have my channel selected. Now, both of these are multi-timbral sound sources, which means they both will output 16 MIDI channels at one time. So I could actually pull 16 different instruments from my Roland Phantom into my MPCX, and I could pull 16 additional instruments from my Chord Chronos into my MPCX at the same time, which is unbelievable, and that's courtesy of the 2.8 software update. So notice I have Roland Phantom selected as my source, and then I have MIDI channel 1. Now, in order for this to work, disclaimer, your individual gear, your sound modules, keyboards, whatever you have to be in their multi-timbral states, which means, like for the Chord Chronos here, In order for me to use the multi-timbral functionality of the different channels, I have to have it in either sequence mode or combi mode. If I put it in program mode or setlist mode, it will only function as a single instrument, and you won't be able to utilize the 16-track multi-timbre. Same thing with the Roland Phantom up here. I have it set in my mixer mode, which is the multi-timbre mode. If I put it in patch mode, it'll just play single patches and I won't be able to take advantage of it. So knowing that, I have both of these devices set to their multi-timbral modes. Now, when I come over here to the MPC, I have my Roland Phantom X6 selected, channel 1. So that means channel 1, MIDI track 1 of my Roland Phantom is going to go into the MPC, and I'll be able to play that with the chord Chronos because the Chronos is the master. My program change is here. So as you see, when I start to hit the key, you see the input coming into track 1, MIDI channel 1 on my Roland Phantom. So that means that the Roland Phantom, if you can see it up there, an organ is selected as my first MIDI channel. And when I hit the keyboard on the Chronos, you see the light come on, which means it's receiving MIDI through the MPC to the Phantom that I want to play channel 1 on this instrument. So now we got that instrument selected. Let's say I want to go to another instrument. So I come over, I go to my next track, which is track 2. I turn that to track 2. Once again, I got to pick a source. The source MIDI port went back to none. So I'm going to pick a source. I'm going to pick my Phantom X6 again. So now I have a second Phantom X6 track. Make sure I get a new MIDI channel. So that's channel 2. Now, when I play my key over here on my Roland Phantom, you see both of those are playing. They're both playing. There's a reason for that, because track 1 is armed. So if I come back over here and I go to track 1, you see that it's armed, which means it's going to monitor that output at all times, or that track at all times. So in order to get rid of that, I just disarm it. Now, when I come back and play the Chronos, only track 1 is playing now because track 1 is selected. When I switch it to track 2, only track 2 sound will play, as you can see. So now I've switched the input. Same thing. If I want to go to another track, we'll switch it to track 3. We'll go down, MIDI port. We'll get another track from the Phantom. This is all still using the Phantom now. We're going to switch to MIDI channel 3. So that's a third sound. Go to program change. I'm going to flip through some sounds. So now you hear a different sound, a high piano sound. And I can switch sounds right here on the MPCX. And you'll see the piano light is on track 3 on the Phantom. And as I switch sounds, so does the sound switch on track 3. So, and I can do that. I'll just show it for effect here. If I wanted to do the same thing and go to track 4 and then select chord Chronos and MIDI channel 1 on the Chronos, now I can play MIDI channel 1 on the Chronos. So theoretically, you could pull 16 tracks from each one of these into the Phantom. I mean, into the MPC, I'm sorry. and have them all work cohesively and together. But I wanted to illustrate exactly how to do that because I haven't seen anybody detail how to do that on YouTube as of yet. Hopefully this will help some guys out that are new to the system like me. And you guys stay easy. Peace out.